Alright, it's another soggy Saturday, and it's 48 in the shop, but it's early and I think it'll warm up. The update on the old truck is I've got some parts in the mail. So, I haven't ironed out the turbo deal just yet. So, I can do some other stuff to it. I got the brakes tore apart here in the back. I ordered some brakes off of Amazon. Are they the right ones? No, probably my fault. It's okay. I can go to the parts store and get them. I'm going to put the 4 part of the 2-fold drop on today. I hope anyways. I got to change the oil in one of the regular rides. And so on. So as Chevaholic would say, I better get crack-a-lackin'. Oh, I got to put that back on the motor. Let's see. Here's a bunch of turbo parts. Some vacuum advance parts. I got a Chinese turbo. That ain't gonna work for me, but I'll save that for something else I got in mind to be discussed later. Has $109. I don't know if it's any good or not, but we'll fix it to find out at some point. I dug these up. I was looking for something and found these. Those are going to go to Got Milky 1. He's spinning his supercharger too fast, and these pulleys will help him out, I think. But I got sidetracked, didn't I? I ordered on eBay a whole new, I say new to me, 30-something-year-old complete setup off a Pontiac Trans Am Turbo 301. The intake portion, turbo and all. And I think it's in. I'm going to go see if it came in today. And if it did, we'll ascertain, that means figure out, what we're going to do with it. I'm hoping the turbo on that setup is rebuildable, because I don't think I got enough parts here to make one good one with what I got. So got a lot to do today. I need to quit yakking and get busy. Oh, and I sold that Travelall this morning, or at least the guy left a deposit, so we'll see what happens. Alright, I very quickly cleaned my workbench up. Did a nice job too, if I don't say so myself. Got all the turbo stuff off it. These folks sent me this to test and try out. I'm going to make a couple videos about it. This thing's pretty handy. It does all kind of stuff. So, check them out. I think you can buy it on Amazon. The young man has got him an idea he's working on, so that's good. It's always good to have an idea to be working on. And I'm going to get crack-a-lackin'. I've been threatening it, but I ain't done it yet. I better show you what I'm up to here. It's been kind of a productive morning so far. I sold one, and now I'm tearing apart one. I'm going to put these new spring hangers in, which is going to lower the rear. And I removed the spring. I should have some light, shouldn't I? From those, and getting ready to get my air chisel out and pop the rivets off on the originals and get those out. I'm debating. Let me get a light. There now, ain't that better? I'm debating on whether or not I want to pull those U-bolts loose, pop the center bolt, and take out, pointing with my light, good grief, that helper spring and the next one up. Or if I want to remove that hanger and put the longer ones on, which means I'll have to cut that support. And I'm not too wild about cutting into the body, but I'm going to think it over. I'll let you know what I do. Yep. Earmuffs, everything. I've been running the air chisel like crazy. I'm thinking I might buy a new one. Got that piece off. Now I'm gonna bolt my new one on. Alright, this is the kind of stuff that'll make you bonkers. Comes with new 7/16 bolts, which fit in there just fine. However, they don't fit through the holes in the frame. So I gotta drill the holes in the frame out. And then there's a gas tank in the way. And there's a cross member on the way in the inside. You know. But I'll get through it. Here's another annoying thing. They only give you enough bolts to put 4 per side. It has 6 rivets per side. I'm putting 6 bolts per side. Call me crazy. I'm going to have to stop the program to look at this. This is my turbo I just got. Look in here and see what we see. Well, it is a turbo. Let me pull it out of there for inspection. We don't need that. Well, the guy did a nice job packing it. Real nice. That's kind of uncommon. And sent the bolts. And I guess that's the oil drain tube. I think on the Pontiacs that goes on into the valley pan. The disappointing thing is, though, it feels like it's junk. Big slop in there. But we'll tear it apart. I'll have to get to that later. Alright, that's bad news right there. The compressor wheel's total junk. This is a little disappointing. Obviously something went inside here and tore it up. Anyways, that's a bummer. I'm not going to tear into it no more right now because I need to finish what I was working on. Right?
Right.
Alright. But this is a little different than what I got here. Must be I got the wrong year or something. This one's bigger. See the difference? The hole's bigger. It's bigger. This is like Grand National turbo is what it is. Alright, we got to get back to work. I got to get this bracket chiseled off on this side. No more dilly-dallying. Alright, I had to go get some new brake shoes because the ones I had were the wrong ones. But that's my fault, not nobody else's. I got the front hangers in. That was a bit of a job. But it's done. I haven't tightened the bolts because I don't have it setting on its weight yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the longer hangers in the back. But first, I'm going to replace these brakes and put that back together so I'm not tripping over the brake drums and all. Besides, that's what I feel like doing. And as the old watchers know, that's traditionally what I do, what I feel like doing. I have that luxury because I'm at my house. Not sure what happened with this light here. The darn thing, it's not as bright as it was. I'm not sure why. Anyway, I just want to show you something. The brake lines on this 1984 truck, they just popped right loose. I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, now I got to go back to the parts store on account of, I should check this before I went, but you know, sometimes I just don't do everything correctly. I got the wrong wheel cylinders. And once again, that's my fault. I ordered them online. And, well, that's what happened. So, anyway, let me go get the right wheel cylinders. Alright, I'm vindicated on the wheel cylinders. Not my fault. This, the wheel cylinders that fit on this are for an 85. Not 84, so whew, that makes makes me feel lots better. Not really. Alright, got the new brakes on and the new master cylinder on. I'm not master. Alright, got the new brake shoes and wheel cylinders on. Now I just need to go in the house and see if I can find somebody inclined to help me bleed the brakes. If not, I'll just crack the bleeder screws, let them gravity drain a while, and do something here. I need to put a new thermostat in it. I need to pull the power steering pump off and rebuild that. And some other stuff. Stay tuned. Well, got those gravity bleeding. I took my cores back to get my $6.50 back. So I think now I'm just going to let them gravity bleed. Ain't going to hurt nothing. That fluid's awful nasty anyways. I'm just going to watch it, let it drain down, and change it for what I'm going to do. So I'm going to gather up all my junk turbo parts. And I'm going to put these ones on the shelf for future reference. Boy, that thing's knackered. That's worse than everything I have already. Anyways, the good news is, I might have mentioned it before, I can use this with I think a Grand National turbo will fit that, and that's much more readily available, seems like. Anyways, I'm going to gather up these parts here and take them to the turbo people and tell them to build me a turbo. And I got a feeling it's going to cost me dearly, but I'm going to rationalize it by saying I don't feel like fighting all this stuff again. I've done it a couple of times. I'm tired. I'm just tired. And then two, I can pay for it because I sold a truck. I sold 3 trucks actually. I need to select which other ones I'm going to sell. Alright. I think I need something kind of easy and rewarding to do, so I think I'm going to put a thermostat in it. There's the old thermostat. Brass, mind you. Brass. Alright, now I'm going to put a coil in my new cap and rotor, which says on the box, warning, cancer and reproductive harm. So, I guess I got that to worry about. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do, I just pulled the distributor out of here for 2 reasons. One, I had the vacuum advance canister pointing that way, and it seems to me it'd be more better if it was pointing that way. So I've noted where the distributor, the rotor was pointing. I should be able to put it back together and still have it run if I use my noggin. My noggin. But we'll see. We'll see if that works out. It doesn't always whenever I use my noggin. And then the other reason is the distributor that was in it, all bushings are shot on the mechanical weights, and it's all rusty, and there's a little bit of slop in it. But this distributor, which I don't recollect where I got just now, anyways, it looks much nicer. It feels tight. So I think what I'm going to do is, wires are better. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one to the side. Like that. Kind of like I have done with that quadrajet. Which I shouldn't have done, but I did do. And I'm going to pop out that little roll pin right there, and I'm going to pop out that other roll pin and pull the gear off. I'm going to clean it up real good. I'm going to slide this shaft out, and I'm going to take these weights off and the springs, and I am going to limit the advance a little bit, I think with a little bit of braze, because I think in the brief time I drove it, it has too much mechanical advance. Anyways, that's my theory. And I got it all apart here, and I kind of want to do it now. I'm not going to limit it a whole bunch. I'm just going to limit it some. And we'll just have to see how it works out. It may be that I wind up taking that distributor in and out a dozen times. I hope not. I hope not. But it may be. Doggone it, it's getting right chilly out here. I turned on the heat and it worked about 3 minutes and then I ran out of propane. Guess I should have went and got some propane, huh? Oh well. I know a lot of you don't feel bad for me. Alright, let me remind you. This is not a how-to channel. This is a how I did channel. So what I'm going to do is, I've taken the distributor apart, cleaned everything up pretty good. And I'm going to remove this portion. And I'm going to braise. Let me set the camera down here where I'll show you. I am going to braise, a little bit of braise, right there and right there. Now, I haven't done a heck of a lot of research about this, but I remember reading an article a long time ago. So, my idea is, when the springs are on here, it's at 0 mechanical advance, at 0 RPMs. And as the thing spins, this is the way it's advancing. The springs are stretching. This makes sense to me. So, I'm going to put a little braise right there. And then file it. And I'm just going to eyeball it because I got no way to measure it until, and I'm just going to put it in the truck and see how it works. See how much total advance I got. After I get the turbo figured out, that is. But that's what I'm going to do. So let me do that and then I'll bring you back. If you want to come back. There's how much of a cheapskate I am. I braise the little pieces of brazing rod together so I can use it all. Penny saved is a penny earned. I think that's what the saying is. Alright, now I'm ready to put it back together. See there? It's limited. How many degrees? I'm not sure. But I'll be able to put it back together and figure it out once I get a turbo sorted out and I can crank it up again. Or I can take that off and put the old 2-barrel back on it. But if I did that, I wouldn't need to limit the advance. See how these things go? Alright, now I put the silver and the gold spring from a recurved kit in there. And the only reason I have for that is I'm going to try it. Now it did come with some different weights. It's a Moroso recurve kit. I don't know, man. I'm just going to try it like this and see what happens. Alright, I got the distributor back in it. The danger with doing all this is you don't want to do too much at once, too much modifications, because if you do, let's say, 10 modifications and the thing won't run, well, how do you know which one you messed up? If you do one at a time, then you can figure things out a little bit easier, at least if you're not very bright like me. But I think I can figure this out and use my noggin and make it work. I've changed the distributor so the vacuum advance is over there, which keeps it out of here and it should make it nicer to route the vacuum lines and so forth. But now I just got to do some thinking and get the wires on there correctly, which I ought to be able to do. Well, I'm kind of tired, so I think I'm going to call it a day. I did get a fair amount done. I didn't get to rebuilding the power steering pump, but that'll happen sometime. And until it does, I'm going to ring the bell. Go to MrHeavyChevy.com if you're inclined to and get yourself a t-shirt. I think Mrs. Heavy Chevy has a discount on them. Or a pair of shorts or whatever. Or don't go at all. Whatever suits you. Have a good weekend.